welcome back to another episode of RadioLUMS. My name is Irva Mimakar and I'm your host for today. And today we have a very special guest with us. Our guest is the LUMS SAHSOL Valedictorian for the graduating batch of 2026. He has competed in international moot court, edited in LUMS Law Journal, served as the convener of the Law and Politics Society, all while finding time to research papers on the ethics of gene editing, interning at various law firms, and mentoring his juniors as a podpal. Please join me in welcoming Ali Abbas Gilani on the show. Assalamu alaikum, Ali.
Walaikum assalam.
Okay, so Ali, how did it feel when you became valedictorian? Where were you, and did you see it coming your way?
So I'll be very candid with you in this conversation. I did not see it. Okay? And when I found out that I just became the valedictorian, it was a mixture of feelings. Okay? There was excitement. I was grateful for the opportunity that I got to be the one who will be giving out the speech. But साथ ही साथ, I was in disbelief at the same time. And उसकी एक वजह है because last year there was a last year तक there were 2 valedictorians, right? And this year the policy has changed somehow, and we were not aware of that policy. और फिर होता ये है कि I gave my demo speech and everything. After every shortlisting process, I just got selected and I received an email. And I was like, damn, I really got to be the one. And मैंने फ़ौरन पिछले साल के valedictorian को फ़ोन किया. And I was in disbelief because the reason is कि मुझे नहीं था लगता 1 साल में दोबारा law school से कोई valedictorian बनेगा. And things worked in my way. I think that was it. But
That's great, Marshall, and I think that's all because of your hard work. So we can say that you've collected a lot of titles in your time at LUMS. Titles like Moot Convener, Editor of the Law Journal, and now most recently Valedictorian. But another one of your titles, and I think my favorite one, is Mr. Easy Ho Jao, guys. Can you tell us more about where that came from and what do you think that says about you?
Well, actually, if I look back, I think that is one title that probably suits me the best. Back in the days when I was heading my moot department in the LUMS Law and Politics Society, so my juniors used to be stressed. They were always stressed out about everything that was happening. And just like every member of the society is, before the event, before any speech, before everything that was happening on. So I just used to come in and I was like, guys, easy ho jao, koi masla nahi. And that is precisely, pehle to it was just a phrase that I used to say. And then afterwards, they started associating with me. And last year they just gave me this title on their EC graduating something ceremony, and they were like, Mr. Easy Ho Jao, guys. That was it. And I think that also shows primarily how I deal with leadership, because I know university is very intense, and at the same time you don't want people to further stress you out. You want someone to reassure you, to someone who makes you feel little less stressful than what you're feeling right now. So I was just that person. So I just made them feel कि end पे हो जाएगा, don't worry, हो जाता है सब कुछ. And it used to turn out well for us. So that was it. That is how it came to.
Acha, वैसे the title is also interesting because we see that you've done a lot, but yet you say to others कि easy ho jao. Does that also reflect your own perspective on how you work and study and how you manage everything? Was it easy for you?
So yeah, I myself am trying to be that person. ठीक है? I am very chill generally. But at the same time, I try to prioritize stuff a lot. Obviously, as you can see, there are a lot of things happening on in everyone's life. Literally, no, I don't find any student at LUMS who is not doing more than one thing. Every student you pick up, he's either TAing something, he's RAing, he's taking full-time course semester, full load hoga uske upar. But at the same time, he's doing multiple things. So I think managing those things is a task, right? It's a skill that you learn over the years. And that is precisely that I've learned that time is very limited, so you need to prioritize stuff. And that over the years, मैं chill रह के भी prioritize कर लेता हूँ. That is precisely what I do.
So you were a very dedicated person.
You may call that.
Out of everything you've done, extracurriculars, co-curriculars, research papers, and even the moot competitions you've done, what is the one activity you'd keep if you had to cut out everything else?
Right. So that is a tough question because each and every one of those activities has shaped me in what I am today. For instance, research has taught me, research or mooting वगैरह से I've come to realize how to think and how to advocate. Internships have showed me how law is being practiced in real life. But out of all, if I have to pick one, I think it will be something that is more communally beneficial to the community and to the people around you, right? So us case mein I think mentoring positions that I've held, uh, which includes podpal, which includes me serving as the director of the project in one of the projects at LUMS Community Service Society, whether being in the LUMS Law Journal and hosting workshops in सब में, but that is it. That मतलब मुझे लगता है कि the more that you give back to the society, that is the most fruitful experience and most meaningful thing that you can do. So I will keep all the mentoring positions that I've, and providing an environment where other people can thrive. I think that is the best thing that you can do.
Okay, so you worked as a pod pal for a year, as you mentioned. So, what was the most useful or frequently given advice that you gave to your juniors? And if there's any listeners right now, maybe whether they're current students or aspiring ones, what is the one thing that you think you want to say to them?
All right. So, interestingly, the advice that was most recurring to my mentees that I used to give wasn't related to academics at all. It was like, you don't need to figure out stuff in the beginning. You need time. You need to explore. So I would just let them know that, and that is generally the perception at LUMS, that you need to come in and you need to start building your CV, and you need to make one passion project and you need to start pursuing that. और लोग इस तरह ही करते हैं, and mostly even myself for the initial phase. So I started off with one of the theme within the law, within the legal framework, that is environmental law and climate change. So I started pursuing that, ignoring the fact that I have a lot of other things to explore, right? So मैंने जैसे environmental law के ऊपर सारा कुछ पढ़ना शुरू कर दिया, and then I went for a moot competition. That was one of the biggest moot competition being held in the world on environmental law. So it was great. It was amazing. I made some good friends. But later on, I found out that environmental law is something that I like, but I don't want to pursue at all. Okay? I will take up with it, but there are other things that I like more than that. So then came criminal law, and that is what now I'm mostly into, and especially the prison and the prison system generally. So criminology and criminal justice system is more fascinating to me at this point, and that is what I've explored through my courses and by meeting people, by meeting mentors, engaging with them, having conversations on whether I should pursue this or not. So that is mostly it. But at the same time, I always let them know, you say yes to opportunities, but you don't say yes to everything that is there on the table, right? You need to figure out कि आपने करना क्या है. हर opportunity आपके लिए नहीं हो सकती, ठीक है? You need to create opportunities as well, because at times you will find कि कोई चीज़ हो ही नहीं रही related to your dream thing, right? So you need to create opportunities for you as well, and that is something unique to, I think, students studying here. They do create opportunities for themselves. So that is one thing that I tell them.
That's great. I'm actually realizing as I'm listening to you that your interests are very paradoxical. You talked about liking criminal law, but when I was reading up on you, I read this thing that you've done, which was this research paper that you co-authored on genetic engineering and its ethics with the Sharia law. And as an aspiring, as a current bio major, I think I find that very interesting, because you're a law student, going completely to a science direction and maybe venturing into something you don't know about. That was very interesting. So could you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, so that was one of the things that I came up with when I was taking Islamic legal theory. So it really fascinated me. But at the same time, I knew this was not something that I can entirely do it on my own. So I co-authored it with one of the bio majors, right? She had a great grip over the subject. And you might also know about it, CRISPR, which is the genetic engineering thing. So I pour in the legal and ethical point of view. She poured in the CRISPR and genetic engineering point of view, and then we figured out कि हम किस direction में जाएंगे. And that is again a process of exploring, right? It wasn't something that we initially planned, but along the way we found out कि ये हमें इस direction में लेके जाना है.
Was there ever a point that you thought that you were doing too much and taking too much on your plate, and how did you manage that?
Yes, there were a lot of many points, and even my faculty advisor at one point said कि अली तुम बहुत कुछ कर रहे हो, थोड़ा कम करो, बस easy हो जाओ, don't just get burned out. And I was like, बात तो ठीक कर रही हैं, but फिर मैंने ये सोचा कि कहाँ अगर ज़्यादा कर रहा हूँ तो whether those are things that are burning me out or whether those are things that are keeping me engaged and keeping me more interested in the subject that I want to pursue, right? उसमें ये हुआ फिर I did figure out कि ज़िंदगी में आप बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो, ठीक है, to the point that just like everyone says, sky is the limit. And to others, sky is not the limit. It's the space, the outer space. Everything is the limit, right? So there is no limit at all. So फिर मैंने ये किया कि there were some things, just like I said earlier, कि you need to let go of the opportunities. And I started asking a more pertinent question. That is whether I should say yes to every opportunity. And the second most important question was कि ये चीज़ मेरे साथ align कर भी रही है कि नहीं कर रही. And if the thing didn't align with what I wanted to do, I would just let go of it. So that is what I used to do back then.
Okay, so you talked about opportunities. You did internships at Access Law Chambers and Minto, Sarim and Osman, and an externship actually, at the Human Rights Clinic in Birmingham. So practically speaking, how did you land these opportunities? Because they're amazing, mashallah. Interview skills, cold emailing, reaching out through networks at LUMS. So what helped you?
So obviously the networking really helps, particularly in law major, right? And my mentors were great. Regarding Minto, Sarim and Usman, I had one of my mentors telling me that you should intern there. And I basically just cold emailed their partner. And I was like, I want to do an internship at your place. So can you just schedule an interview with me? And they were great enough to schedule one. And then I landed an internship. With Access, they have a very scheduled timeline. And they have very regular internship cycles. So uske liye I simply applied for their internship cycle. But for externship, it was something that I totally relied on my law school. Every year, they send out an email to the seniors and super seniors telling that this is an opportunity, an exchange opportunity coming up. So if you are interested and if this thing aligns with what you want to do and how you want to do it, so then this ask for a reflective statement, and that is how I landed that thing.
So that's amazing. You were also on DHL for all 3 years, and that's also something that, considering all that you've done, is a pretty big achievement. What were some study tips that maybe if you wanted to share with everyone, and how you manage your time basically effectively?
So I was on DHL for all 4 years. It's a 5-year degree. Damn.
Oh yes.
I'm way too old. Yeah. But I think study tips generally would be ke some people prefer late nighters, and things might work out for them. But at the same time, I think you should adopt a habit of doing a bit on before each class, right? Engaging with the instructor through discussions, through questions. And one of the most amazing thing is if you're more passionate and curious about the subject, that is something that really helps out in learning how you want to go with this course alongside with your other courses and stuff that you're doing. And that curiosity, I think, is something that has been pertinent in my case. So I would engage with the instructor, I would ask questions, and then I would be like, I need to go. If something was missing, I would go into in their office hours and I would ask questions then. And I learned throughout the course, right? And that helped me out.
So if you could sit with yourself actually on the first day of your first year at LUMS, what is one thing you tell little Ali?
I think there will be a lot of things that I would tell him, but one thing would be to not at least to explore more, right? To not take up on every opportunity that you get, but at the same time realizing that these opportunities are there for exploration. So taking up those things, joining more societies if I could, making more friends, having more conversations with your mentors, because they are a great resource, and I think making great friendships, which I think I have achieved to date, and I'm very glad for them, for those friendships, and for everyone who was around me, for the entire community, including mentors, administration, my friends, my family. So they were a great part of it.
So you talked about people who've had a lot of influence over you. But is there one specific person who you could say that you owe everything to? Maybe someone who's taught you more than any class could, maybe any internship could?
Damn, that is again a very tough question. So I cannot name one, but I think the entire community did a great. Being selected as a valedictorian honestly isn't something that is done in silos, right? You have to have a community that encourages you, that supports you in times that other people might not be aware of, right? There are lows in everyone's life, and you need to have those a village of people who can push you in those times. So I think credit goes to each and every single one of them, to my friends especially, for helping me out throughout my time at LUMS and throughout the semesters that were going on, and when things weren't going well as well. And my family especially, they were a great part of it. They were amazing. They were totally supportive of everything that I wanted to do. um, I was like कि अगर ये ना होते तो फिर तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता था, and which is true. To my mentors, my dean, she's an amazing resource. She helps me out every single time, and yes, I think everyone deserves the due credit.
That's amazing, and I'm sure they'll all be very proud to see you walk and speak your speech on the convocation day. As we wrap up, Ali, what is next for you, and does it connect to everything you've done previously, or is it a totally different direction?
So yes, as you can see, I'm still in my uniform. I just got back from my work. The place where I interned, Access Law Chamber, I just got a job offer from them during my semester, and so I joined them immediately after I was done with my after I was done with my last semester, and I'm working with them. I am primarily pursuing litigation, but it's an all-stop firms TK, so we do everything there. And then again, I'm still following what the advice that I used to give earlier on. I'm still trying to explore everything and anything that comes my way. I will do everything that comes at the law firm. So yes, that's it.
That's great. Ali, you've been such an inspiration to me and all of our watchers. So thank you so much for everything, and thank you so much to all of you for watching. And as we conclude, always remember ke easy ho jao, and we'll see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.